What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool on FS1. MLB playoffs getting underway today. There's a home game in Wrigley. And who better to talk to? The White Sox legend, AJ Pierzynski, as he is Fox analyst. He's got the Sox jersey on. AJ, what's up, brother? Thank you for joining us today. How we feeling?
Well, I was feeling good until I couldn't find my Padres jersey, so I had to go with the Mark Burley autographed White Sox jersey. I mean, listen, there's no love lost between me and the Cub fans, so I have to admit I'm not rooting for them.
AJ, you were one of the true psychos of your time, and I mean that endearingly. And you're a World Series champion in your own right. So as we sit here with all these teams, about to enter this competition, what do you think are the qualities that help you get across that finish line?
Pitching. It all comes down to your pitching. It honestly does. It sounds so dumb to say over and over again, but it comes down to I believe it comes down to your starting pitching. Who has the best starting pitching usually wins. And then, of course, your bullpen, especially your back end. But you got to put the ball in play, not strike out a million times. You got to hit key homers, which a lot of these teams do because they're all built on the home run. But you got to have starting pitching at the end of the day, and you got to have a back end that can close it out. And I think there's certain teams that stand out a little bit more from that respect, and those are the teams that'll be standing up at the end.
Okay, so which teams are in that category where they have it all? Because the Cubs and the Padres are actually they're an interesting matchup because the Padres don't really have starting pitching. They have an unbelievable back end of their bullpen. The Cubs actually do have some I don't know where it would shake out, but I think the Cubs Shota would be the Padres game 2 starter. The Cubs have better starting pitching than the Padres. So that series, then overall, which teams are you looking at? You're like, they have it all in terms of pitching.
Well, I'll say this about the Cubs-Padres. It's going to be a fascinating series because it's a race to 5 innings if you're the Padres, right?
Yep.
Because then you can go Miller, Suarez, Estrada, Morejon. It's a shame Jason Adam is hurt because that would be another one to be a race to 4 innings. But it's a race to 5 innings. You better be beating them after 5 innings because then it's just bullpen guy that are all nasty. So I think the thing is I was surprised Shota's not starting game 1. I know it's Matthew Boyd, but Nick Pivetta is really good, guys. Don't sleep on what Nick Pivetta did. Look at his numbers and what he's done for the Padres. One of the best underrated guys. Now, Matthew Boyd has had a great year. He's faded a little bit in the second half. Padres don't hit lefties, though. Mm-hmm. That's why they're going Boyd, Imanaga. Now, if they had Cade Horton, I'd think, okay, they should win this series. Cade Horton being out is a big deal. And also, who's going to close? Is it Keller? Is it Palencia? Where are we at with the Cubs bullpen? We know where the Padres stand. The Cubs, there's a lot of question marks. What are you going to get out of Kyle Tucker? I don't know. Because he played the last 2 games, didn't do a lot. He's just coming back. Can they hit enough? Will PCA be first half PCA? This is a fascinating series. It's going to be one of the best ones, I feel like.
Yeah, obviously pitching is huge, and it's an on-the-field factor here, but you're wearing your White Sox jersey, 05 White Sox, all-time Aura vibe team. Is there any team that kind of has that this playoffs?
I mean, I look at the Mariners. I don't know why. Cal Raleigh, 60 homers. They're hosting the first round of playoffs. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be there for the DS. And they have pitching. They have history that says they've never won. So, of course, their fans are going to be jacked up. The players are jacked up. Cal Raleigh had his David Ortiz moment where he said, let's go win the whole effing thing, right? Mm-hmm. And they were so hot at the end to win. They made the trades they needed to make, Suarez and Naylor, to get them some offense. Their bullpen's really good. Their starters have been really good. I think this year it's the Mariners. But listen, at the end of the day, until somebody dethrones the Dodgers, I can't say the Dodgers aren't going to win just because of how good their lineup is, how good their starters are, and whoever they figure out in the bullpen. Dave Roberts has a knack for kind of figuring it out. So, listen, I love the Mariners in the AL, but for me, it's still tough to beat the Dodgers at any point.
AJ, you've had a lot of success, obviously, in the postseason. This is the Cubs' first home postseason games with fans since 2018.
Wow.
How big of a difference is it, and how important is home field advantage in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think baseball is the one sport where it doesn't matter as much. Now, Wrigley's a little different because the Padres and Cubs home and road splits are ridiculously bad, like great at home, bad on the road. So I think this is the one series where it really matters. But listen, I love being on the road in the playoffs because you score first. It takes the crowd out of it, and it puts the pressure on the home team, especially in these short series. So if the Padres score early and can score first, think about all you Cub fans out there, you guys on the set, all you people. Oh, what do we start? Oh, gosh. Oh, we're gonna lose again. Oh no. Oh,
Fleming.
boo.
You look like Fleming.
Like Frank Fleming.
You look like Frank Fleming right now. What? All right, I got a dumb question for you, AJ. Going off of that, when is it late in a game? When do you actually, like, as a player, start feeling like, okay, maybe it's a 2-run game? Is it 5th inning? Is it 6th inning? When do you start feeling that pressure and like, hey, we got to do it right now, guys?
Third time through the lineup. When I got my third at bat was when I was like, we gotta go, boys. Because your first one, you're trying to figure out what they're doing to. Your second time, you're like, okay, make an adjustment. But by the time you get to the third time through your lineup, if you look up and you're down a couple runs, that's when it gets to it's time. Like, there's got to be someone that steps up and gets a big hit or two. So it's usually for me the third time through the lineup, because you usually only get 4 at bats, sometimes 5 if you're up at the top of the lineup. But for me, third time through, it's like, okay, we know what they're doing to us. They know how they're pitching us. We know what we should do against them. It's time to go. Someone's got to step up, and if they do, that's usually when you make a comeback. And if not, it gets nervous, especially if you lose that first game. I'm telling you, that next day you show up to the park, your butthole is puckered a little bit.
Yeah, is it weird too showing up to the park and being like, the season's so long and you're with each other all the time and you're kind of loose at points, especially if you're maybe a team that clinched a while ago and you're kind of playing out the stretch, and then you show up, you got to flip to the playoffs. Is it weird being like, all right, now we got to be a lot more serious, or do you just not change anything?
Well, you try not to change, but human nature is you change, right? And so when you get to an elimination game, it's such a strange feeling because everybody tries to act the same, but you look at people and you go, all right, he's a little bit different. I'm a little bit different. The coffee tastes a little bit different. The breakfast tastes a little bit different. Everything is just a little bit different because it could be your last game. So, yeah, it does change things. It changes your mindset because you're thinking, I just said third at bat. You're like, first at bat, gosh, I got to get a hit. And then, again, in those games, you don't want to fall behind because then it really gets tight. So it definitely changes, even though everyone says, oh, it's the same thing, and just pretend like it's a regular season game. Guess what? It's not.
Yeah.
When you were playing, what if somebody reached out to you and asked for tickets and then was rooting for the other team?
Oh, good question.
Well, first of all, if they reach out for me for tickets, I already know what team they're rooting for, more than likely. So that would be probably, if it was in the playoffs, I'd probably go with, you're going to have to buy your own on, whatever ticket service you guys use. Or you better at least wear a jersey of mine and then root for the other team, and you're not getting in the family section, okay? You're going to have to sit out in the outfield because I already know who you're rooting for. So you're not getting in the family. Trust me, I've had people come and they're sitting in the family section and they have to say, people are like, listen, you're in the family section. You can't root for the other team because there's a lot of people in here whose livelihoods depend on it, and you will get into a fight.
Yeah,
There we go. Fight.
Stephen Cheah right here asked Manny Machado for tickets.
Did not ask.
Yes.
Did not ask.
He's
was
going to ask
considering
Manny
asking.
Machado. Yeah.
And I have a son who's about to be 7 years old. He's very into baseball and wants to take him to his first postseason.
You're always throwing your son.
He's using his son. He's using his son as a shield, a shield right now.
And no way, first of all, no way Manny responds. And second of all, no way Manny's leaving you tickets.
Actually, great guy. Manny Machado reached out to me and proactively offered me tickets.
No, that's not true. That's just not true. We play in a fantasy league with Manny Machado and a bunch of guys, and I reached out to everyone on the group text and I said, Steven's going to ask you, Manny, Steven's going to ask you for tickets. I told him not to because he's going to root for the Cubs and he's going to ask for family tickets from the Padres. So I reached out to Manny, but still, It's a bad move. It's a bad move, right?
All right, let me ask you this though. Do you guys know how tickets work in the postseason?
No. Tell us.
You have to buy the whole postseason as a player. So when you get into the postseason, they come to you and say, how many tickets are you going to need all the way through the World Series?
Yeah.
So you have to buy like strips of, say you want 10 tickets for the whole postseason run, you have to buy them at the get-go, and then they come to you before a road game and say, hey, how many do you think you'll need? And this is days before, and you're like, oh, I don't know, 4, 5, 10, I don't know. And then you hope that you pay, because you got to pay for them. And then if you obviously lose, you get your money back, but you still got to eat the ones you don't use. So maybe he has extras. I don't know.
Maybe I'm doing him a favor.
Yeah, maybe you're doing him a favor. So it's similar to, because like I have season tickets to the Cubs, so that you have to buy the whole, like I had to buy all the tickets before the playoffs start, and then they'll reimburse me if they don't go anywhere.
So when they lose in 2, then they'll get
all right. Come on, listen. This is a toss-up series. What any other team that you're specifically looking at, being like, this is a dark horse team, or because like the Phillies still obviously can mash. Yeah.
The Phillies need to win with their core and Schwarber being a free agent and what they have. But I want to say this: the most there's this playoff series to me is the most fascinating Padres and the Cubs. But what happens with Aaron Judge? Right? I know it's Yankees, Red Sox, Playoff Judge, regular season Judge is a different thing. Can Aaron Judge play up to his potential that he does in the regular season against Garrett Crochet, a guy who has not done very well? He has not done very well against. So I don't know. That to me is the key to this whole thing. Does Aaron Judge show up and play the way he's capable of? Because if he does, the Yankees can be dangerous.
Yeah.
AJ, when you see a split like that, where a guy struggles, is that just, as you alluded to earlier, tight butthole?
No,
Is he
I think it's
getting
just
too
mental.
nervous?
No, because they focus on the playoffs are such a different thing. You're so hyper focused on every pitch and every at bat. I think during the regular season you can get in there and you kind of are like, oh, I forgot kind of what I'm doing. Whack! It's a 3-run homer from Judge. Not that he doesn't stand out, but in the playoffs, every pitcher is like, all right, I got to locate this slider down and away. I got to throw this fastball up and in. And every pitch is just their best pitch, and you're only getting the best pitchers. I think it's just a mentality thing of both him and the other team.
So, yeah, it's just a battle of escalating focus here. AJ, what do you think? When this all plays out, since we have you on right now, give us your World Series picks. Who do you think ends up battling for it all?
But don't listen to me because I picked the Braves and the Red Sox before the season. The Braves clearly didn't make it. I think it's going to be Dodgers-Mariners, and I think the Dodgers win. And just because all year I've had them number one in my power rankings, so they're still alive and they're still there. So I can't go against them, even though people are going to say, "Oh, that's an easy pick." Yeah, I know, but I got to go with what I had all year. But the Mariners, I think, represent the AL.
AJ, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hold on,
man.
wait, before we go, I
Yeah.
got to ask a question. Should I start painting my nails now, or should I wait until the Bears get to like 9-3?
Do whatever you want. I think Caleb has taught us all that we should just live our best life. Speak
right.
your truth.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Hitting them now.
Yeah, we're getting a little hyped.
I like it.
Yeah, we're getting excited.
AJ, what color would you paint your nails?
Black, dude. Look at this. I mean, come on. What do you think? Black? Come on.
Hell yeah. All right, AJ, thank you so much, man. You have an excellent day.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, AJ.
Shout out AJ Pierzynski. Check him out on all the Fox playoff coverage there.